How many of you have started planning for your retirement? This is one important goal which we need to be very careful, and it's our responsibility to ensure that retirement fund is collected or accumulated, and that will give you a happy and prosperous retirement life. These days, a lot of people are forced to go for retirement investment, and the reasons are many. There are plenty of surveys has done, but one survey which when I read it, I thought that it is one important information. It has to be known to everyone. So that is the effort which I'm trying to do. That I want to put this point to everyone. Whomever is seeing this video will able to get that. If these kind of things comes, it's a time for me to think and ensure that I also start investing for my retirement. So the first thing now we need to understand is it's a nuclear family setup these days. Olden days, we used to have this joint family system, and if we do not really plan for our retirement, also our family bonding and family support will ensure that we can retire our life easily. But with this nuclear family setup, it is very difficult to have a support system during the retirement age. It's our responsibility to ensure that our retirement fund is accumulated by ourselves. The second information we need to get motivated is there are a lot of our friends, and they are getting settled, and they have created wealth, and they are going to enjoy their retirement peacefully. So this kind of situation, if we come across, this will be a motivation for us to think about our own retirement. It's always good to have a friend who is serious about money and accumulate wealth. So when we see that kind of people, we will have the motivation to think about our retirement and other financial goals. It's not necessary that everyone will have that kind of a fortune, but if you have that, it's one opportunity for you to think about your retirement and do it. Just to know that there are people in your age are serious about retirement, and they are planning their retirement very well, and they are going to have a wonderful life. So think or take them as a role model to think about your own retirement well in advance, and achieve that retirement goal pretty decent. And the third motivation which you can take for your retirement is, these days it's very important that we should be dependent on ourselves, not on other people. Like we have mentioned in that first point, these days each couple have only one or two children, and it's very difficult that we are going to depend on our children. There are multiple reasons. Maybe our children may be going to settle outside India, or the place where we do not want to settle ourselves. So, and another point is that they may not have this kind of money to protect their parents also. Relying on them will be difficult and will be a burden for our children. So it's our responsibility to make sure that we are dependent on ourselves, not relying on our children or anyone else. So being independent for ourselves, it's another need that after the retirement age, if we have a sufficient fund, we can live an independent life, and we can really start a second life from there onwards. We can start enjoying, we can start traveling, we can do so many things. So it's very important that thinking about self-dependence during the time of retirement. For that, start investing early for retirement fund. Another motivation mostly people have is it's one part is negative, but it's thinking about retirement, it is good. If they come across any health issues, then they will understand that it's a time for them to think about retirement, especially at the age of 40s, at the age of early 40s. Early 40s it mainly happens. They come across any health issues, and they understand that their time for work is not much more time, and they think about their retirement. So that is a time most of the people think seriously about their financial goals, especially such as retirement. I have come across a lot of friends when they detect higher level of cholesterol or higher level of BP, they understand that if it goes like this, they can't work for long years, and it is important that they have to start thinking about their own retirement. And another good point which I have seen is that at the later stage, they blessed with a baby, they think about that, okay, I have a younger one, and another 20 years I have to protect this child, and I have to serious about my own retirement. So that is another good opportunity or motivation for people to think about retirement. And these days, all of us know very clearly the cost of living is rising. We, if you think about 10 years back, the kind of expenses or lifestyle expense we used to have, and now it's doubled, maybe more than doubled. The education cost we have incurred during our college and now, if you think about it, you will know the difference. So this is the reality. So going forward from here onwards, 10 years from now, the expense will be much higher. So if you are not planning our retirement fund, it's very difficult. In country like ours, things which we have for retirement is our PF, NPS, and these are not a mandatory investment also. So if you are not thinking about our own retirement for ourselves, no one is going to support us. We don't have a system in our country to support old age people, or even looking at this nuclear family and everything. It's very difficult. Someone is going to take care of us. So it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves. And one big truth is that cost of living is rising, inflation is rising. Just to give an idea that how this inflation works is, let's say that now, if our per month expense is, let's say, 50,000 rupees, in order to maintain, especially people who are living in any cities, you will know that monthly expense may be 50,000. Or if you say that your monthly expense is 20,000, people who are staying in small cities, maybe the cost of living will be much lower. But Mumbai, Bangalore, all these places, cost of living maybe 50,000 per month. I'm talking about only the house maintenance expenses. Just think about it. This is now. Just think about it. 10 years back, what was your expenses? I can definitely tell you that it was half of it. And if you look at why this is happening, inflation is happening. And inflation, if it's let's say that our inflation rate is 8%, that means every 9 years, your cost of living is getting doubled. Which means if your age today is 30 years, is 50,000. I'm just taking this as a metro or non-metro, let's say that 20,000. 39th year, this will become 1 lakh rupees, and this will become 40,000 rupees. And for another 9 years, that means 48th year, this will become 2 lakh rupees. This will become 80,000 rupees. And 57th year, I hope that between this, most of us is going to take the retirement, right? 4 lakh rupees is needed to make sure that today's lifestyle, if you're living style you want to, cost of living will be 4 lakh rupees. Those who are enjoying their life with the 50,000 rupees per month, they have to have about 4 lakh rupees. And here it will become 1,60,000 rupees. So this will be the expenses which is needed during the time of retirement. If you say that I'm not going to work, I will have a peaceful life, in that case, there will be little reduction, but don't expect much also. Maybe 20% reduction will be there. Even then, lakhs of rupees is needed per month to survive. So this is the requirement in order to make sure that you have a peaceful retirement life. And going forward, our life expectancy also going up because that good medical facility and everything. If you are taking the retirement, let's say at 50 or 55, and you are going to be alive till 80 or 90, which means close to 30 years you need to survive without an income, and expense will be same thing, your medical expense and everything will be same. So it is very important that we need to start thinking about our retirement. Otherwise it's very difficult to meet this kind of monthly expenses during the time of retirement. And the time it start retirement, inflation still continue, our income only stops. So from then each year our expense is rising. So keep in mind all these things and think seriously about our retirement. In order to start retirement, how to plan for retirement, that's a different topic altogether. So that we'll discuss some other time. But now take this as a motivation to start thinking about your own retirement and have a wonderful retirement life ahead. If you have any questions related to this topic, please email us, we'll discuss. Or any other questions related to money, investment, please write to us. We'll see you again in the next week with a different topic. Thank you.